Um, Honestly, proud of our group. You know, everybody has a different pattern for trying to do these things. I wanted to get everybody in the first half that I could, and we did. And obviously, that dug us a hole just because we were kind of running guys in and out a little bit, and some guys were out of rhythm. Some guys had just come back from injury. They got to settle down a little bit. But I thought when we settled in, we played defense. We started moving the basketball. I thought we got some really, really good stuff from Rob Stroud in the second half. Obviously, Marcus Hall, a couple early first half threes. I disappointed that Preston Ringer gave up 2 boards late. So was he, but generally great floor game. 7 assists, 5 assists, no turnover, 7 points. Still want him to shoot a little bit more. I thought LeBron settled in. He was a little frazzled early. They're so physical. Like Bradley is really, really physical, Midwestern, well-coached basketball team. They did a great job on ball screens, and we struggled with how to attack those ball screens with our angles. But overall, to fight back and have a legit shot to win the game against a good team, and we screwed some things up. I'm really proud of the group. So a lot to work on, but that's why you do these things. You play them so that you see which guys can play when there's fans in the stands and there's officials. See which guys can actually think. Because you get to play and you're competitive, it overtakes you. You still have to think, where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? Who am I playing with? And then, who wants to compete? Why'd we get beat? Same stuff as last year, only a little bit better, right? Offensive rebounding, it was tied 7-7 offensive boards until the last 3 minutes. We gave up 5. We still turned the ball over too much. At 14 turnovers, they had 9. And then I thought too many straight line drives to the basket, especially more in the first half, and we straightened out in the second half. And those are the 3 things that we've worked on diligently, but obviously we're not there yet. So great thing is this happens early, doesn't count, and it's against a team. They won 28 games last year. They're picked to win or second place in the Valley, which is obviously an excellent league. And we have great respect for Coach Wardle and his whole staff and how they competed. The fact that they played this is really cool. So I take it as a win. Nobody got hurt. We learned a lot about our team. Crowd got into it, and I thought we figured out a couple of things about our personnel that we're going to use moving forward. So all in all, pretty good night.
It didn't feel like an exhibition in that second half.
No.
I feel like the team raised their level of
Yeah.
play. It's like it was a real game.
Well, I mean, look, I mean this when I say it. We didn't necessarily sign the most talented guys or the most expensive guys. We passed on a lot of really good players because we didn't think they had the competitiveness and the toughness it would take to make it through this season. When you play in the Horizon League and you play for Green Bay, it's a long, hard season. Why? We look at our schedule. We're going to play Kansas and Minnesota and St. Thomas and UC Santa Barbara, St. Thomas, Kansas. I mean, those teams are picked to win their league. Yale picked to win their league. So when you play those games early, you have to have a competitiveness to where when you get down, you keep fighting. Because then when you get into Horizon League, I'm not going to say it's easier, but they've all suffered through a really tough non-conference slate. And you got to stay together. So I think that part, Rob Stroud and Dontrell Hewlett, those guys were not great in the first half. That's an understatement. But in the second half, they showed their competitiveness in their fight. LeBron Thomas showed his competitiveness in his fight. We know Rudy's got it. We know Marcus has it. So that competitiveness and fight is the reason we recruited them. Now, we got to clean up a lot of the mental errors. We got to clean up some of our offense, clean up a lot of our defense. We didn't even put in a post double yet. So if somebody's sitting at home going, why didn't you double the post? Well, because we wanted to only do the things we had worked on. You're asking kids to do something they've never done before otherwise. And I think that's unfair to them. So we said, hey, if they score on us in the post, man up. If you're fighting, if you're high-siding, if when they get it, you really fight and play on their strong shoulder, we're not going to be upset at you. If you give up the rebound, we will. So the things we worked on, I thought they showed some improvement, but they showed some things that need to happen. But no, it did not feel like an exhibition game. And that's great. That's how, if people watched our team last year, we competed the whole way. We're always going to compete, or you're not going to play with a phoenix across your chest.
You're 2 for you as a head coach.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you've grown and taken that experience from year 1 to the bench this year?
Well, I mean, look, I was still fired up on some of the mistakes, but I thought I did a better job of, delegating my staff, listening to my staff, working together on rotations and subs. Still some things do need to clean up in kind of the bench operation. in terms of timing of timeouts and how we want to sub. But I think my staff is better and a tighter unit. I think our team is a better and a tighter unit. I think our preparation is more on point. I just think we're just a better operation. Like it looks like a real deal. And ultimately, when I first interviewed for the job, Josh Moon, our athletic director, said something which I think is really important, which is, hey, if you want to be top 3 in the Horizon League, you got to be top 3 across the board. And we got into that with academics last year. We've continued that with academics. I think we've gotten into it this year with the type of character we have of kids. I think we're top 3 in coaching staffs. I think we're getting there at top 3. Now we have to be top 3 in results, but you can't chase results. You got to chase the preparation. And we'll get there because there was improvement from second half to first. There's going to be improvement as we go on.